What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. So today, guys, I wanted to, talk about my results from the sneak peek that happened this past weekend for Set 8, G Set 8, Absolute Judgment, as well as go a little talk a bit about the clans in the set, how I think they're going to do, give a little bit of an overview, with this new meta that we're getting into, as well as I'm going to show you guys some decks that I have upcoming, what I updated, and what's going to get profiled next and things of that sort. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I picked up the Night Rose crit. It's a Persona crit for Night Rose. I think Night Rose is going to be a pretty nice deck. I'll talk about that more in a second. I picked up Gouch as well. Pulled him. So I think he's about $17 to $20 during the sneak peek. And what he is he gives Granblue a very nice mid-game, late-game stride. I've seen some people use him early game. Again, I'm not too familiar with it. I really haven't practiced. But this card really fits into a Night Rose build in a sense because, with you throwing Banshees in the soul and things like that, fill up your soul. This guy definitely can help in some games and whatnot. So what he pretty much does is you counterblast one and you soul blast one. Then you get to soul blast as many cards as you want to, and then up to five, and then you get to call that same number back out into the field, and those units get 1,000 power for each face-up card in your G zone. So again, this is one of those nice, really nice late game cards, and all it takes is a Persona flip, so you can only use him twice, but again, he's not a bad unit. He's something that I think that the Granblue deck definitely needed. I don't think Night Rose, the stride, is a finisher at all. It just calls another column out for an expensive cost of 2 counterblast and doesn't distribute any power to your board. Though I'm not saying that it's probably not the best finisher. It can still be a finisher because obviously an extra attack is an extra attack, but it's a costly extra attack, and I feel like this guy can, just fill up your board and can combo a little bit better, especially with like Columbard and things of that nature. So I would definitely be looking to pick up 4 copies of this card for Night Rose, and I think Night Rose is going to be a pretty nice deck in itself. I also picked up the Ghosty. Pretty much, I call it the Ghosty G Guardian, but it's the new one of their new G Guardians. So what this one does is you counterblast one and you retire one of your units, and you superior call a normal Ghost unit from your drop zone to the board, and this unit gets 10,000 shield. So if you call out like something like Carl the Ghosty, people keep saying that's me, the king and sitting on the chair and whatnot. I'm a ghosty, it's all cool, but so, you can call out a grade 2, and that's like another 5k, there's an intercept that you can throw out. You can combo that with the grade 1 Ghosty for Night Rose. I think when you kill it, you get to send to the bottom and flip it damage, something of that sort. So, this thing definitely has the ability to combo. I think they have another G Guardian. I think they have another G Guardian that lets you bring back something from the drop zone, and you can combo that with Skeleton Cannoneer. So the deck does have some nice added defensive options that let you mess with your opponent's field. I believe that they do have that G Guard. I just didn't get it, but you can mess with your opponent's field in your defensive turn. Also, this card just adds some nice defense to you. So if you are playing Night Rose, I would definitely stick with her this format. I think she's going to be very good. I know that from looking at recent Japanese tournament reports and whatnot, her and Fenrir have been topping a lot. Gear Chronicles haven't been, Gear Chronicles are still, doing well, but they're not, a cancerous abundance. Not that I think they're cancerous in a sense, in a way. I have mixed feelings about it, but we'll talk about Gear Chronicles later. But yeah, so definitely, guys, Night Rose is a deck that, if you have it, take it out of cold storage, update it a bit. You shouldn't be disappointed. I also picked up the, freaking Dark Irregular backup grade 3 for Shaharlet. That the Shaharlet deck focuses more on the darkness factor, which is their clan ability. When you soul charge a card, you enter darkness. This guy lets you give you some nice consistent soul charging darkness cards. They have a brand new Perfect Guard. I don't think I got that. I don't know where my comments are or whatever, but it's a new Perfect Guard that it has a darkness ability where you kill off a rear guard, a grade 1 or less rear guard or something like that, and then you can bounce her from your soul to your hand, something of that sort. So yeah, the darkness is pretty nice. It's the darkness cards for Dark Irregulars are pretty nice for Shaharlet. Now, there is some disparity to whether Shaharlet or Bladewing is the better deck. Again, I'm not a Dark Irregular player, so I can't say, but from experience, from what I've seen, Reiji has been the one that's been, doing better in a sense, because they have Sullivan, who creates that nice super guard defense, adding 10k shield to everything. They have a pretty, it's pretty consistent with, building up the soul. They have a card that sends your entire drop zone back. Soul charge 5 if you have under 15 cards, 10,000 power to front row if you have 15 or more cards when you use his on-ride ability. They also have, if you just, swinging with vanilla 3s, they have a card that you can superior ride, give 15k and like 3 crits or something of that sort. So the deck is not bad. Both decks are, I believe, are on the fence, and I think it's going to be up to you guys, you Dark Irregular players, to really break down and determine what do you think would be the better deck during the format. Shaharlet's going to be getting his new stuff, so do some extensive play testing with it. Black Steve does have Shaharlet, so when he updates the deck and does more extensive play testing with it, I can get back to you on the disparity between both of them, and I can give you a more clear answer to that question. So yeah, Dark Irregulars are, there. I also pulled the Neo Nectar G Guardian, their new G Guardian, even though I think Rain Breath is probably a bit better, maybe. So what this card is, when you place on a G Guard, choose one of your rear guards, choose one of your rear guards, and this unit gets 5,000 for each of your other units with the same card name as a unit to the end of battle. Now, here's the thing. I think Rain Breath is better than this card for the fact that, in a way, depends. I mean, you might want to play one of this card, but this card is really dependent on you actually having a field. From what I've seen, again, Gear Chronicles can still spin things away. Kagero, you'll fight Kagero in the early rounds of tournaments, because, as new stuff comes out, they seem to always have some sort of drop off and really don't make it too high in the tops. You might have 1 or 2 or something like that, but you might see more of an abundance of Kagero in the lower rounds and whatnot. And against Kagero, you're generally not going to have a field on your defensive turn in a sense. Chaos Breaker and Messiahs just got support this set, so expect as a Neo Nectar player, expect. I think Neo Nectars have potential. I think they're like a slow growing flower in a sense where every time they get support, it gets better. It has a slow development process, but every time they get support, they get a little bit better, gradually a little bit better, to where soon I maybe set 10, or when they get that new Try 3 clan pack, something like that, they might get support for Asha that's really going to take it off, especially if they get when they get another version of Asha grade 3, so you have some consistency with just being able to ride units like Asha and whatnot. So definitely, something you want to look for. But as far as the G Guardian, I think Rain Breath is better. Rain Breath, you call a card out, it gets resist. He gets 5k shield, very easy. And it puts a unit on your board with resist that, allows you to have a card to copy with Asha's ability. This card relies on you actually having a board established with rear guards and whatnot. And if you pick one, now, I guess, if you pick one, she gets 5,000. She gets 5,000 for for everything. But in a sense, Rain Breath can set up more things. So again, I don't play Neo Nectars. It's up to you, Neo Nectar players, to test it. For right now, I feel like Rain Breath might be a little bit better because I'm not so sure on how consistent her ability is as far as gaining more than 5k. If you're playing a destruction or control clan like I'm used to in my area. But we'll see. So Neo Nectar players, let me know how it goes. And then last but not least, I got my Destiny Guardian for G Guardian for Genesis Beast, Destiny Guardian for Messiahs, pretty much. I know one person runs it in Chaos Breaker because they run like kind of a Chaos Messiah mix. I'm not running a Chaos Messiah mix, so don't ask. But yeah, so this card kind of works with Flagellant Messiah. It kind of works the whole thing. I'm only going to play one though because Maxwell still provides a little bit better guarding. You can Maxwell a chameleon behind your Vanguard. Talking about Messiahs, you can Maxwell a chameleon behind your Vanguard. Lock chameleon. If you have Sacrifice Messiah on the board, Sacrifice Messiah will go off, lock itself, give your Vanguard plus 3k, making you at a 14k base. This guy unlocks stuff. So pretty much what he does when he's placing G-Guard, choose up to 2 lock cards and unlock them if the total 2 cards were unlocked with its effect. This unit gets 10,000 in battle. Now this is kind of like one of those desperation attempts in a sense. You can use that if you have 2 cards on your board locked, like maybe you Maxwell and then lock something or whatever, or in the mirror match, this card's very good in the mirror match, or if you just need some emergency guarding where it's like, okay, they have 2 back row cards locked, I'll unlock those, and I'll unlock those with the G-Guardian and whatnot. Then you can combo that with Alter Ego Messiah skill to draw 2 cards during your defensive turn. And so, to add more shield to your hand. So this card can definitely combo, and I can see it combo and whatnot. Right now, I'm only going to be playing 1, but depending on how my testing goes with this card, situational dependence, he might get bumped up to 2 at most, maybe. So we'll see. But I think this card is pretty cool. So if you guys are playing Messiahs or even a Chaos Breaker, I don't know if people in Chaos Breaker are going to play it. I'm not sure if I'm going to play in my Chaos Breaker deck, because again, I don't really want to unlock and lose that control over my opponent. So we'll see. All right, so that's pretty much everything that I personally got from Sneak Peeks. Now I'm going to show you some decks that we're going to update. Okay, so my Chaos Breaker deck, I did update it with the new card. Where is he at? Yo, fam, where are you, dog? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Gonna find it. Damn, how many copies do I run? Okay, cool. Heliopause Dragon. I did put 2 copies of the card in the deck. I think this card is very nice. So far in testing, it did okay. So what you do is you Soul Blast it's an active ability, so you can use it when you need him. You Soul Blast 1, so he cleans out your soul of non-Messiahs like Destiny Dealer or the Perfect Guard if you play it. And he gains 3,000 power, as well as you choose one of your opponent's locked units in the back row and you Omega Lock it. So he Omega Locks card in the back row, he gains 3k, and he Soul Blast, all for a Soul Blast. And then at the end of that turn that you use his ability, he goes into the Soul. So again, this guy is a pretty nice card. I see him being very useful right now. I'm running him at 2. He has not disappointed yet. He helped me in the game against Dimension Police, was able to lock the back row, keep the back row locked, even though he had Sin Buster. He wasn't able to get a booster behind Sin Buster and get to be able to use Sin Buster's Legion ability. Because he couldn't produce enough power, and on Heavy Duke, it kept him at a pretty stable base where all I need to do was guard for a minimal amount for him to swing with a base of 26. So yeah, definitely this card definitely can work out in situations. So definitely added him to the deck. Chaos Breaker, I still have to get another card. I have like a Radon in here because I traded a Photon away to help complete my Prisms, which I still need to deck profile for you guys. So, we'll get to that. Next is my brother's Fenrir deck. I did update the deck. Excuse these cards. They're going to be changed soon because we're still working on it. But I did update the deck with all the Revelation cards that we are going to be playing. We're still working on a build. We're still working on getting a build in a sense. But I did throw in some Revelation cards. We are working on combo plays. We are working on a lot of different things you can do with it. I understand. Now, I'll tell you this about Genesis, this set. Genesis, this set is going to be disgusting. Let me tell you that. It's going to be disgusting. They have this brand new. Oh yeah, if you have to play the rabbit. You got to play the rabbit. So right here, this stand trigger is busted. She is just disgusting. I mean, nutty disgusting. So what happens is that she has a Revelation ability. So if you call her to the board, you can Revelate. and which is you look at the top card of your deck, you choose to put it into your soul or not. If you do put it into your soul, you choose the card and you rest it. So and you can just rest yourself because she's only a 4K booster unless you have something that hits for 12. But her other ability is more dangerous. At GB1, when she's soul blast or when she's put from the soul to the drop zone, you can restand a unit and send her to the bottom of a deck. That combo is famous with Angelic Man. Angelic Man says 10K from I believe last set, where it's where when he attacks, you can Soul Blast 3, he gains like 4K or something of that nature. You can, Soul Blast 3 repeatedly, use her, use her to restand Angelic Man. So Angelic Man will be at 14, restand, attack again, Soul Blast her, restand. There's a video on Seiki. It's a Japanese channel I follow. The dude restood his one card and column at least, 5 or 6, 7 times, as well as using the combination of the Witch of Grapes Grappa, which we're getting our hands on, and Orange's Valencia, who soul charge too. So you can you use that in combination with like Claimer Harry and things of that nature. So you can soul charge, so you can re-soul charge and whatnot, and put cards back in your deck. It's a whole process that that goes on with it. But pretty much this stand trigger, when your deck gets really low, you can definitely loop the stand trigger because every time you soul blast it, it goes back into the bottom of your deck. So to me, this card is a very dangerous card and it's something you want to look out for. Yes, Link Jokers maybe its only bad matchup because it's a stand trigger, but again, this is Genesis. Genesis has the capabilities of producing nice center column pressure, as well as again predicting what's coming up on top, and it has the ability to outlast the opponent as well. This deck can definitely outlast with the help of Dreaming Dragon and other things of that sort. So Genesis is definitely a deck you guys want to prepare for. My brother's extremely excited to get cracking with this deck, so make sure you guys watch out for the deck. And if you're building the deck, definitely have fun. I have fun playing with this deck personally. I have fun playing with it. So yeah. And then last but not least, and Link Jokers this format. I'll talk about Link Jokers. Well, yeah. So Link Jokers, I think they're going to be once again, I think they're going to be good this format. A lot of Chaos Breaker players are probably going to return and play with Heliopause. Even though not a lot of Chaos Breaker players top a lot, not a lot of them are exactly super skilled with the deck, because this deck does take skill to actually play in game. You're going to definitely see Chaos Breaker at your tournaments. Trust me. Messiahs you're going to definitely see at your tournaments. Flagellant Messiah is a disgusting card. I need to get my hands on 4. Unfortunately, I didn't pull one, of course, but I still need to get my hands on it, and that card is very nasty. I think they took Messiahs in the right step, especially with Lady Battle of the Black Dwarf. They took Messiahs in the right step. Chaos Breaker is still on a nice paved path to greatness and the sort. So Link Jokers is definitely looking good for this format. Genesis is definitely something that's looking good for this format as well. And also, you already know what also is good in this format: Gear Chronicles. And I have I have a mad obsession with my boy Next Stage. I just love Next Stage. Outside of Aquaforce, he's like one of my favorite strides. So yeah, Next Stage, Gear Chronicles and whatnot. You already know Gear Chronicles with TikTok and whatnot is just absolutely disgusting. TikTok got hit to 1 in Japan and banned as a starter. Now, we have not gotten that restriction yet. We're still waiting to see it. Probably we might hear something by the time it gets closer to the Gear Chronicle Clan Booster to come out. Even though that set's kind of garbage in a way, it only has like 2 value cards. That set's kind of garbage, whatever. And the Deus Ex Machina build is bad. It's really bad. But besides that point, Chronojet Gear Chronicles are still going to be topping. They're still going to be the best. The deck has no weaknesses. People want to say it's tier 0. I'm not going to put it at tier 0 because it's not an unbeatable deck. You can still have problems of, I can't stride. Some games you get Grey Stuck and then you can't stride. Things like that. This deck does allow you to actually do something because this deck needs to be able to get to grade 3 and stride as well. So it's don't compare it to how Novell was back in the day. So this deck, but again, this deck, once it gets going, it really gets going. There's a lot of combo plays, a lot of control, a lot of different things you can do. They have Next Stage, one of the best finishers in the game, a pseudo retain Vanguard. Chronojet has his, this deck is extremely consistent in riding. You'll never not be on Chronojet unless an unfortunate situation happens. But when they come out with Chronojet G, that's just going to take this deck to another level, making sure that, all your rides are Chronojet. And that Chronojet G is actually pretty nice too, with, some of the upgrades from the set that you're going to get. Set's kind of garbage in terms of value, but, what you put into your deck and how you use some of the new cards is really going to, test your limits of a Gear Chronicle player, how you are with the clan. So definitely Gear Chronicle is something you want to look forward to coming up next, guys, because I will be doing a deck profile on this. Black Steve lent me his Gear Chronicle deck to do a deck profile on that, because he did get top 8 with it at Dynasty Cup, but we really haven't been able to link up in the sorts since then. So I'm going to do the deck profile of this and get this out to you guys next. Let me see. Also, Gold Paladin, guys. Definitely look out for Gold Paladins. I didn't have any of the cards here because Black Steel. Gold Paladins is his second main. It's his outside of his main clan Nova Grapplers. That's like his second love in a sense. Gold Paladins is just a very good deck now. Gurgawit has really taken off, guys, with this new set. Spearcross got. I don't have the cards here, but Spearcross got a big. Decided to hit the gym, work out, get some gains in. And, now they have the new stride. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but their new stride ability is pretty much, you counterblast one, and you flip a copy of him face up, and then you get to, at the end of the battle that, he attacked, or before he attacks or something like that. Yeah, before he attacks, you get to get to send 2 of your Irregulars to the bottom of your deck, and then search the top 7 cards of your deck and call up to the same number of call rear guards up to the same number of face of G units you have. So they got a nasty late game card that to me is a finisher, because he can rebuild you an entire field in a sense. You can attack with one column, attack with another column, attack with him, and fill your board back up late game for 1 counterblast, and then you get to soul charge and unflip a damage to get you to because he pays for his own costs in a sense. So very good. They have a lot of new cards in there. Their Glimmer Breath clone is disgusting because you do not need a Gurgawitz card name on your Vanguard circle in order for him to at least get his Superior Call effect off, only for the power gain, but his Superior Call effect you don't need a Gurgawit Vanguard for. So the Gurgawit deck, and I'll have that deck profile for you guys, hopefully maybe sometime this weekend, not too sure, but definitely be aware that the Gurgawit Gold Paladin deck is going to be very, very nice. Plus, they also run back as a backup Ezel Scissors, so it gives them access to the Mithril Ezel Stride, which allows them to counter Link Jokers in a sense. So that deck does has a really good way of dealing with Link Jokers, as well as a really good way of dealing with a lot of other things. So definitely look out for that deck, and obviously the Gurgawit GR Stride is still pretty nice. So that's pretty much my analysis of the set. Am I forgetting any other clans that came out? Hold on. I almost forgot. Pale Moon also got support. So I get the Pale Moon support. I'm going to talk to some of my contacts who play Pale Moon and see what they think about the new support. But I don't think that Pale Moon. I think Pale Moon's still going to be hiding in the shadows right now. You don't really, you don't really see a lot of Pale Moon players, Pale Moon experts around too often. I know a very small number of Pale Moon players, less than 5, I should say. But maybe I believe Pale Moon is still going to be in the shadows in terms of a meta deck that you're going to see. It's a good deck. I think the Hari deck is pretty nice, but it still it's missing that something. And I think when they get their when they get their clan boot, the Rummy Labyrinth clan booster, I think that's going to definitely, show up in the meta. It's going to take off. It's going to hit that spotlight a bit. Obviously, maybe because it's just the newest set and people might be just picking up Harry. But, just look for, just look for, just watch out for Pale Moons. Obviously, when things get new support, people come out of the woodworks to play the deck. That's just how it is. When it's like someone's been playing Narukami for so long, they picked up Genesis and decide, oh wait, Genesis got some new support. I'm gonna be playing Genesis for a full week. That's probably what you're gonna see from Pale Moon. They get some new support. People are gonna whip their Pale Moon decks out of cold storage, and they're gonna be playing it for about a week or two before they drop it and go to something else or put it back in cold storage until they get some support that if they're in that mindset that they feel needs to keep up with Gear Chronicles and some bullshit like that. So yeah, if you guys play Pale Moon, let me know how you guys like to support from the new set, and get back to me on that. Alright, so that's the video, guys. I gotta go study for a midterm, and I will see y'all later. Aqua Life, baby, and we out. Peace. Oh yeah, set 9. We lit! That was ugly, but yeah.